Today, we're going to talk about a young man from Vietnam whose strange and incredible actions have recently gone viral across the internet. One day, he made a bold decision to leave behind everything related to modern civilization. No city, no electricity, no markets, nothing. His life would be surrounded only by nature, a vast lake, and the skill of his own two hands. His goal? To build a completely self-sufficient floating island from scratch, right in the middle of the water. It may sound unbelievable, but this dream led him deep into the dense rainforests of Vietnam to a hidden and isolated lake. Surrounded by jungle, eerie silence, and unknown dangers, he began what would become the toughest challenge of his life. But one thing quickly became clear. He wasn't just building a house, he was building his own future. In a place with no resources or preparation, he relied purely on his skills and ideas to create a new life from nothing. And in today's world, the reality is quite similar. The people who learn new skills and think differently are the ones best prepared for the future. His first task was to create a floating foundation. After exploring the area, he discovered that bamboo was the perfect material, strong, lightweight, and naturally buoyant. So he began cutting bamboo and tying them together to form a large raft. But where would he get rope? Once again, he turned to nature. By stripping strong fibers from bamboo, he crafted durable ropes and used them to tightly bind the bamboo together. Slowly, his floating base started to take shape. Next, he built a wooden structure on top of the raft. Without any metal nails, he used an ancient technique, cutting holes into wood and fitting other wooden pieces into them to create strong joints. Amazingly, a sturdy wooden frame stood tall without a single nail. Then came the roof. He split bamboo into thin strips and layered them like tiles, carefully arranging them so rainwater could easily slide off. Within a few days, a small but strong house appeared, floating in the middle of the lake. But shelter alone wasn't enough. He needed food. At first, he caught small fish and shellfish with his hands. The original location was rocky and steep, making work difficult, so he moved with his dog to a flatter, sandy area. There, he began building a floating garden. He collected fertile soil and decayed leaves from the jungle and created small planting beds on the raft. He planted chilies, vegetables, and even a banana tree. Slowly, a small green world began to grow on top of his floating home. He didn't stop there. In the center of the raft, he built a small pond to raise fish. He also designed a special trap, and one day it caught a large catfish. To move around easily on the lake, he built a pedal-powered boat. With this, he could travel faster, explore more areas, and gather additional bamboo and wood. Then came an even bigger idea, growing rice on water. He constructed a larger bamboo platform and layered it with banana leaves to hold moisture. On top of that, he added soil, decayed leaves, and ash to create fertile land. There, he planted rice seeds. Over time, his floating world kept expanding. One day, while walking through the jungle, he noticed a clear path, likely used by animals. He set a trap, and after some time, caught 2 wild chickens. But instead of eating them, he saw them as an investment for the future. He brought them back and built a small coop for them. For better crop growth, he needed pollination, so he went into the jungle and carefully found a wild beehive. Gently, he relocated the queen bee into a new box, and soon the entire hive followed. Now his garden was filled with buzzing bees, and he gained another valuable resource, honey. Finally, harvest season arrived. He cut, dried, and processed his rice by hand. After so long, eating food he had grown himself became one of the happiest moments of his life.
Over time, his floating island turned into a small village. It had a fish farm, vegetable garden, rice field, chicken coop, and a beehive. A year ago, he had arrived here completely alone, but now he stood before a dream he built with his own hands. This place wasn't just a floating house, it was the result of patience, hard work, and intelligence. In the end, he realized a powerful truth. You can't conquer the world alone, but if you learn to live in harmony with nature, you can create a truly independent life. And that small floating island in the middle of the lake stands as proof. If a person truly wants, they can build an entirely new world with their own hands.